Now, bits of old rockets, remnants of satellites, even tools dropped by astronauts during a spacewalk. It's all rubbish whizzing around hundreds of miles above our heads, and all of it has the potential to cause real problems if it hits something else in orbit. But now new research from the University of Warwick has revealed the problem could be much worse than we thought. Our science correspondent, David Gregory-Kumar, is here now. So this rubbish in space is a real issue.
It is a real problem, Nick, yes. Behind me we've got an animation from NASA that shows stuff in orbit around the Earth. And some of these dots, well, they're actually satellites, but 95% of these dots is space rubbish, junk that's just flying around above our heads. And the problem is if that junk gets in the way of something important, like the International Space Station. And in fact, last week, the space station had a close call with a piece of space rubbish.
It was particularly concerning in the last week because it was such a close call that the residents upon the spacecraft were asked to move towards the escape module just in case things went wrong. But fortunately, as has happened in the past, they were able to deal with the situation safely.
Well, these pictures come from new research by the University of Warwick using quite a high-powered telescope. And these trails are also pieces of space rubbish. But what the researchers discovered was that 75% of the rubbish up there isn't being tracked or catalogued by people like NASA. And that, they say, is a real problem. We need to know where it is. And it's not just an issue for the astronauts on the International Space Station. This is a satellite, a communications satellite. Watch the countdown. When it gets to 0, poof, something happened to that satellite. Now, one theory is it was hit by a piece of space junk, and that wiped out a lot of communications for a lot of Indonesia. So the researchers say we need to do a better job of tracking all this stuff.
There's a lot of applications that would become pretty nigh on impossible with at least with our current technology to perform if these satellites were to suddenly be wiped out in some way. So it is really important that we keep tabs on this debris problem to make sure that the active satellites up there are as safe as they can be when they're serving their main purpose.
The University of Warwick is part of a programme called Debris Watch, and they want to do a better job of tracking all this rubbish that's up there, because we can't go up there and tidy it up and collect it. Instead, we need to see exactly where it's going. It's important for satellites and also for the astronauts that work there, Nick.
Wow. Thank you, David. Some of that is jaw-dropping stuff, isn't it?